Good evening and welcome to ATN Global News on Atlantic Television Network. To begin, let's take a look at the biggest stories making the headlines. New River CP resumes vows to tackle kidnapping others. Road crashes claimed 222 lives in 2024, says FRSC. NDPC to impose fines for data privacy violations. Federal government's deficit spending rises to 12.1 trillion naira. Ghana announces visa-free entry for Africans. Cristiano Ronaldo linked with move to PSG. Dundee crazy dies after New Year's Eve crash. New River State Commissioner of Police Olugbenga Adepoju has vowed to tackle cultism, armed robbery and annual communal clashes in the state. Also, he said under him the command would not tolerate kidnapping, oil bunkering and other violent crimes. Adepoju, who stated this during his maiden press briefing in Port Harcourt, the state capital on Friday, stressed that the recent crisis emanating from political interests in the state as well as the complexities of maintaining law and order require a proactive and strategic approach. Adepoju said his major focus will include strengthening intelligence gathering, community policing and public engagement, zero tolerance for corruption and curbing cultism and youth violence, among others. He further promised to set up response time to emergencies and distress calls as well as police visibility, while doing so in collaboration with stakeholders. He also emphasized stepping up community policing and engagement, rebuilding public trust between the police and the public through professionalism and respectful interactions. He further said his administration will be guided by integrity, transparency and a strong sense of duty, and called for collaboration with all stakeholders to build a safe river state. Public affairs analyst Daniel Momo, while speaking on Atlantic television program Open Conversation, said the actions of a leader matters to those they mentor and to the state, and that only dictators speak the way Governor Fubara does. Daniel Momo said the River State Governor has no right to declare the seats of Martin Amewule and the 26 lawmakers as vacant when they, just like him, were voted into office.
All sincerity, what we say as leaders, what we do as leaders matters. It matters for those who we mentor. It matters for the purpose of running a state. And it is only in dictatorship you hear statements like this, as to say that they are no longer, it is not in his place to so decide. The same way he was voted into office is the same way this set of persons were voted into office. And you would remember my stand. My stand then was that he is the governor of River State, he should be allowed to govern River State. But I will not support you and fall into a pit, because beyond you, there is an office. And some persons might be governors tomorrow. We have had history of people who go against the law. It doesn't go well. You can check from even Amichi's time. You can check from Odili's time, where they violated the elections that brought in, the primaries rather, that brought in Zio Mehana. How did it end? Check during Amichi's time, when he refused to swear in a chief judge in River State, insisting that this person is the one he recognizes. How did it end? It didn't end well.
While speaking more on the topic, the analyst believes that the conflict in power tussle is preventing investors and stakeholders from confidently expressing their views or plans out of fear of the Supreme Court nullifying the 2025 River State budget presented by the governor.
Things that ordinarily, by today we should be talking about how is the budget going. People are looking at what area should I invest in, because this budget will support this particular area. We're not talking about that. People are skeptical. People are a bit afraid as to say, well, from the budget of the governor, this is where he wants to go to in 2025. But what if the court says otherwise and this budget is nullified? And so people are holding back, which is very unfortunate. People will hold back their resources.
This comes at the heels of River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara stating that the Victor Oko-Jumbo-led State House of Assembly remains the authentic one. The governor said this on Thursday during the signing of the 1.1 trillion naira 2025 budget at the State House in Port Harcourt, the state capital. Edo State Deputy Governor Dennis Idahosa has stated that the current administration, led by Monday Okpebolo, will run an all-inclusive government by adopting a bottom-up approach to drive its policies. Idahosa made this statement in a release from his chief press secretary, Friday Agedo, on Friday. While speaking at his homecoming reception on Thursday, organized by his community in Igbo Bauzua, Ovia Southwest local government area to celebrate his electoral victory, Idahosa appealed for residents' support to help sustain the ongoing developmental strides across the 18 council areas of the state under the Okpebolo-led administration. The former House of Representatives members told the attendees that the Okpebolo administration has focused on changing the narrative in the state. He assured the people of continued transformation in the area through infrastructure development, which he began while in the Green Chamber. In his address, the clan head of the community, Pa Edward Edogba Yobare Igbinovia, expressed his appreciation to God for the election victory of his son, the Deputy Governor of Edo State. He noted that the celebration marked a significant step in the development process of the Igbo Bazua community and the state at large. Quest by the ruling All Progressives Party to take over the 18 local government areas in Edo State assumed a new dimension on Friday as the chairman of Ovia Southwest local government area, Honorable Edosa Enogomena, defected to the APC with 8 elected councillors, including the leader of the House, Honorable Nosakere Edobo. In another development, the chairman of Owan West local government area, Honorable Dixon Ahonsi, and 5 elected councillors also defected to the APC as the face-off between the local councils and Governor Monday Okpebolo continues. Ahonsi said their decision to join the APC was influenced by the steps taken so far by Governor Okpebolo to develop the state. They were received by the State Secretary of the party, Engineer Lawrence Oka, and other members of the State Executive Committee. Oka, while receiving the suspended chairman and councillors into the party, said the doors of the party are open to receive more defectors. Meanwhile, the defectors from Ovia Southwest were received by the chairman of the party, Emmanuel Ogbomo, who told them that they would not regret joining the ruling party in the state. Speaking earlier, before he was presented with the paraphernalia of the party, Enogbo Minama said they decided to join the APC to support Governor Monday Okpebolo and his son, the Deputy Governor, Honorable Dennis Idahosa, to develop the state. The leader of the House, Honorable Edobo, said they were not under duress, but took the decision for the interest of the local government area. Commissioner of Police Abia Command Danladi Isa has reactivated the command's radio communications office for 24-hour operation daily. The police public relations officer Abia Maureen Chinaka, in a statement in Umuahia on Friday, explained that the purpose was to attend to the security needs of Abia residents in 2025. She stated that the coverage of the office had been extended to all parts of the state. According to the statement, it is to ensure seamless communication as necessary equipment have been installed and outdated systems replaced, and is addressed to officers of the communications department. The commissioner emphasized the critical role the department played in maintaining security across the state. He urged them to remain duty-conscious, proactive, and diligent in their responsibilities. ISA also mandated the control room to remain operational around the clock, with a technician available daily to address the technical challenges promptly. The CP warned against laxity, indiscipline, and negligence among officers, stressing that such misconduct would not be tolerated. He further said the strategic officers who failed to respond promptly to directives radioed would face necessary disciplinary actions. Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission has released the names of the political parties that will be participating in the local government elections coming up on 18th January 2025. This information was disclosed on Friday by the Commissioner in charge of Communication, Media and Information Technology, Tunde Adeleye. According to Adeleye, at the end of the screening exercise that took place at the ODEC headquarters on Friday, 27th December 2025, 13 political parties were declared to take part in the election for the chairmanship position in the 18 local government areas and councillorship position in the 203 wards of the state. According to the media officer of the commission, BC Lawani, the list of screened and cleared political parties was released by ODEC on January 1st, 2025. The political parties are ADP, APP, APC, APGA APGA, BP, LP, NNPP, PDP, SDP, YPP, ZLP, AA, and RM. ODEC equally disclosed that campaigns by political parties which commence of 26th December 2024 will end on January 16th, 2025. Police in Osun have arrested Wale Ogunsami in connection with the stabbing to death of an Oshobo-based cleric Bishop Shina Olari-Bigbe. ATN had earlier reported that Ogunsami, 35-year-old, stabbed 52-year-old Olari-Bigbe on Wednesday, January 1st, 2025, when he met with his estranged wife, leading to the cleric's death. Confirming the arrest, the police Public Relations Officer PPRO of the Osun State Police Command, Yemisi Okpalola, in a statement on Friday in Oshobo, said the police from Rugby Division responded to the scene, arrested the suspect and recovered the exhibit. Okpalola said an investigation was ongoing and the command is working to ensure that justice is served. Oil Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps on Friday said 222 people lost their lives in various road traffic crashes in the state in 2024. The Corps disclosed these in Ibadan in its end-of-the-year statistics signed by the sector commander, Mrs. Rosemary Alo, said the figure indicated a reduction compared to the 270 deaths recorded in 2023. According to her, the figures emanated from 304 road crashes recorded in 2024 and 495 crashes in 2023, respectively. The sector commander noted that the statistics indicated that 779 people were injured in crashes in 2024, compared with 1,321 in 2023. The sector commander attributed the 2024 road traffic crash data reduction to aggressive stakeholder sensitization programs and enforcement exercises of the Corps in 2024. Alo added that the Corps embarked on inclusive advocacy in 2024, sensitizing passengers to always engage the rights to speak out when a driver drives recklessly. She, however, urged drivers and commuters to always see their safety on the road as a joint responsibility to avoid loss of lives and property. Operatives of the Ogun State Police Command have arrested a suspected burglar named David Adedeji for breaking into a home and stealing valuables worth over 200,000 naira in Okorowepo, Idiroko area of the state. The suspect, aged 27 years old, allegedly entered the home of a female resident, the community through the window, damaging the iron security bars, and struck her on the head with an iron rod. Confirming the incident to newsmen on Friday, the command spokesperson, Omolola Odutola, said the suspect is known for using iron tools to break into homes to steal. Odutola noted that he carted away with the victim's Techno-Spark phone worth over 150,000 naira, cash of 52,000 naira, and injured her on the back and leg while trying to flee the scene. The police spokesperson disclosed that the victim reported the incident at about 7 p.m. on Wednesday, and based on that information, the divisional police officer of the Idiroko division visited the scene and began investigation leading to his arrest. According to Odutola, the suspect on interrogation confessed to committing the crime. Odutola noted that preliminary investigation has commenced for further information and likely prosecution. Forward Operating Base of the Nigerian Navy in Badagry, Lagos State, has handed over 6 suspected smugglers and 126 bags of foreign parboiled rice to the Nigerian Customs Service. The commanding officer of FOB, Linus Osuman, who handed over the suspect and the seized bags of rice on Thursday, said they were intercepted on December 27 with 3 fiber boats at the Akere Creek in Badagry. He said that the command acted on an intelligence report about some bags of rice being smuggled into the community. He added that upon receiving their information, the base promptly deployed its quick response team to the location. The commanding officer stressed that upon reaching the scene, they seized 126 bags of foreign rice and arrested 6 suspects. According to him, nearby communities were also searched, but no additional contraband or suspects were found. Osman said the suspects and confiscated items were handed over to the same semi-command of the NCS for further investigation and legal action. He further stated that the Navy, in collaboration with other relevant agencies, would ensure that the country's waterways are free from smuggling activities. Lagos State Traffic Management Authority has rescued 8 injured passengers involved in an accident at Hamadiya in Ward Ebulegba. The LASMA General Manager, Mr. Olaliko Bakare Oki, confirmed these in a statement on Friday. The statement was signed by Mr. Taufik Adebayo, Director of the Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department, LASMA. Bakare Oki said the road traffic incident, which involved a commercial long bus, popularly referred to as Molue, at Hamadiya in Ward Abulegba, caused severe injuries and significant disruption to traffic. He said that officers from LASMA promptly arrived at the scene and executed a well-coordinated and efficient rescue operation. Bakare Oki said that to ensure the free flow of traffic and public safety, LASMA's response unit was swiftly mobilized to oversee the removal of the overturned vehicle. He added that security support was provided by officers from the Marine Police Division, ensuring that rescue operation proceeded without hindrance. Bakare Oki extended his sympathies to the injured passengers and conveyed his wishes for their swift recovery. He emphasized the importance of strict adherence to traffic regulations, particularly compliance with speed limits as prescribed by the Lagos State government. He also implored commercial and private vehicle operators to prioritize regular maintenance of the vehicle, with particular attention to critical systems such as brakes, to avert preventable accidents. Lagos State Building Control Agency has refuted claims in an online video that it demolished a building at 1A Olubumi Owa Street off Admiralty Road, Way, Lekki, Phase 1, Etiosa, Lagos. The General Manager of LAS BCA, Mr. Bulaha Oki, made the denial in a statement issued by the agency's Assistant Director of Public Affairs, Mr. Adu Adegoke, on Friday. The General Manager said that the circulating video aimed to mislead the public. ATN gathered that the multi-million naira building belongs to an entrepreneur, Chioma Ikoku, popularly called Chioma Godhair. Choma Ikoku, had alleged in a video on her Instagram page that the agency's operatives denied her staff access to pack the ruins materials left in the space. She also allegedly alleged that the agency operatives attempted to steal the properties, but Oki said that the removal of an attachment to the building was carried out by the property owner. He said that the owner's actions were illegal and did not follow proper procedures. He added that the actions were without necessary permits, according to him. LASPCA was misrepresented in the video in an attempt to portray it negatively. The general manager said that the notices included convention, seal-off, and quit notices, which were served on the owner. Borno State Urban Planning and Development Board has banned street hawking and other illegal activities in Maiduguri metropolis. In a statement on Friday, the general manager of the board, Mr. Limam Mustafa, said the ban was in accordance with the Borno State Urban Planning and Development Law of 2002. He said the board banned street hawking, the operation of tricycle operators and generator mechanics around Maiduguri's post office and Monday market areas. Mustafa said the board also banned any activity on pedestrian walkways, junctions and roundabouts, the sale of engine oil on the road reservations, the dumping of sand or building materials and mixing of cement on the roads, and the construction of boreholes by the roadsides. The manager said that those affected by the order had been asked to vacate the occupied sites with immediate effect. He called on residents and business owners to comply with the ban to avoid legal action. Troops of the multinational joint task force operating under Sector 3 in Monguno have intercepted a suspected terrorist courier conveying improvised explosives device, making materials in Gubbio local government area of Borno State. A statement on Friday by the task force chief military information officer, Lieutenant Colonel Olani Osoba, said the terrorist was arrested on Thursday following a combined effort of the MNJTF and the civilian JTF. The statement said the arrested suspect, identified as Mr. Mokhtar Alhaji Chari, 28 years old, confessed to transporting the materials to the Masak town in Mobar local government area for a planned attack on MJTF troops. According to the statement, the intercepted materials included 4 empty 12 kg cylinders, 1 empty 6 kg cylinder, 2 carburetor gas canisters, 2 pressure regulators and a hose. It noted that the timely interception of the courier and the recovery of the materials have disrupted a potential terrorist attack and dealt a significant blow to the operational capabilities of the terrorist group. The Force Commander MNJTF, Major General Ibrahim Ali, has commended the troops and CJTF for their vigilance and professionalism, reiterating MNJTF's resolve to combat terrorism and ensuring the safety and security of the region. No fewer than 7 persons lost their lives in a lone auto crash on Kaltungo Cham Road in Gombe State. The sector commander, Mr. Samson Kaura, Federal Road Safety Course in the state, confirmed the incident on Friday in Gombe. He said that 31 other persons sustained varying degrees of injuries in the long trailer crash, which occurred at about 7:30 a.m. Kaura attributed this accident to the suspected brake failure of the truck conveying soft drinks and 38 persons comprising 34 males, 2 females and 2 children. He said the deceased comprised 5 males, 1 female and a child, adding that the corpses had been deposited at the morgue at the General Hospital Kaltungo, while 31 injured persons were receiving medical attention at the facility. Nigerian police in Kano State have arrested members of a female-led phone-snatching syndicate operating in Kano metropolis. A statement by the command spokesperson Haruna Kiyawa on Friday said 5 members of the group, including its leader, 19-year-old Shamsiya Adamu, were arrested. Kiyawa stated that Adamu was arrested on December 21, 2024 after reports of stolen mobile phones in Unguwa Uku quarters, Kano. He identified other suspects as 23-year-old Idris Yusuf, a tricycle rider who aided in transporting the principal suspect to commit crimes. Al-Hassan Dahiru, 24 years old, who specialized in disposing of stolen items for the principal suspect Abdul Majid Haruna, 27 years old, who was buying stolen properties, and Salim Owalu, 21 years old, who was in charge of swindling money from victims' bank accounts. Kiawa said 6 mobile phones have been recovered so far, and efforts are ongoing to recover more stolen phones. Following the creation of a new Emirates and chiefdom late last year, Governor Amadou Umaru Finetri has approved the selection of 7 new traditional rulers in the state. In a statement by Finetri's Chief Press Secretary, Humwashi Wanusiku, made available to Newsweek on Friday, listed the new emirs as His Royal Highness Alhaji Sani Amadou Ribadu, Emir of Fufure, His Royal Highness Barrister Alheri B. Nyako Tol Huba, and His Royal Highness Professor Bulus Luka Gadiga Mbeke Ka Machika. Others are His Royal Highness Dr. Ali Damburam, Madagali, His Royal Highness Agri Ali, Kumu of Gombe, His Royal Highness Amadou Saibaru, Emir of Mayhar, and His Royal Highness John Dayo Kubo Yongong. The governor congratulated the new monarchs, emphasizing that the selections were based on merit and their popularity among the people. He urged them to be fair, honest, and responsible in their duties. You're watching the Global News in Atlantic Television Network. We're going to short break. When we come back, Global News continues. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Nigerian government, through the Data Protection Commission, has warned that it is embarking on a significant enforcement and imposition of substantial fines on data controllers and processors that violates the Niger Data Protection Act and DPA of 2023. This was disclosed by the National Commissioner, CEO of the Commission, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, in a video outlining the Commission's 2025 agenda shared on its social media platforms. Dr. Olatunji stated that for data controllers and processors, there is going to be massive enforcement. He assured Nigerians that the data rights, as guaranteed by the NDPA, will be fully protected, and the faulting data controllers and processors will face strict consequences. The Commission has highlighted the NDPC's extensive engagement with stakeholders across public and private sectors to promote awareness and compliance with the Commission's mandate. Additionally, he said the NDPC will continue nationwide efforts to promote data protection awareness. Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has restated the commitment of Nigerian armed forces in ensuring that the nation is secured by getting rid of criminal elements causing security breaches across the nation. General Musa said this while speaking to journalists after the visit to the military cantonment in Samaru Zangong Kataf local government area of Kaduna State on Friday, where the military has provided enablers and equipment for the base to tackle insecurity challenges in southern Kaduna and environs. The CDS also commended troops for their professionalism and sacrifice in safeguarding the country, with assurances that the welfare is paramount and will be improved upon. He charged troops to remain steadfast and professional in their conduct of safeguarding the country and respect for human rights in discharging their duties. General Musa emphasized the importance of collaboration with other security agencies and civilians in achieving the goal of securing the nation. Charging the troops for effective performance, Commander of Operation Safe Haven and General Officer Commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Abdul Salam Abubakar, enjoined them not to relent in the course of securing the area of operation. All Progressives Congress has insisted that the Nigerian economy is rebounding in significant measures across all sectors. The ruling party's claim is in response to the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi's New Year press conference on Thursday, where he lamented the political, economic and security healthcare situation in the country. Obi said that the political, economic and security situation of Nigeria is worsening daily, despite government's contrary positions and claims of improvement in different spheres of human endeavor. Speaking further, the former Anambra State governor claimed that Nigeria remains one of the most insecure and least peaceful nations in the world, with countless communities and families displaced from their homes and now living in IDP camps. According to the Global Peace Index, Nigeria ranks 143rd out of 163 countries in terms of peacefulness, an indication of a high level of distress. He also lamented that food insecurity has become the country's new national norm, making it one of the hungriest countries in the world. And now we move on to business. Deficit spending by the federal government rose by 28% year-on-year to 12.1 trillion naira in the first 10 months of 2024, from 9.8 trillion naira recorded in the same period of 2023. Thus, the federal government in the first 10 months surpassed its budget 2024 deficit target of 9.8 trillion naira by 31%. The increase in deficit spending was inspired 36% year-on-year increase in federal government's revenue during the period. The increase in federal government's revenue was driven by 54.5% year-on-year increase in revenue to the Federation account during the 10 months period. Analysis of data in the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) monthly economic reports showed that revenue to the Federation account rose to 20.214 trillion naira in the 10 months, 10 million naira in 2024 from 13.079 trillion naira. In the same period in 2023, 10 million naira in 2023. From 4.973 trillion naira in the first quarter, revenue to the Federation accounts rose quarter-on-quarter to 6.388 trillion naira in second quarter 2024. It rose further by 7.5% quarter-on-quarter to 6.865 trillion naira in third quarter 2024. However, in October, revenue to the Federation accounts fell month-on-month by 7.9% to 1.988 trillion naira. Analysis of the fiscal activities of the federal government showed that in the first quarter of 2024, deficit spending stood at 4.18 4.18 trillion naira and grew by 1.9% quarter-on-quarter to 4.26 trillion naira in first quarter 2024. The report also showed that expenditure grew by 17.8% quarter-on-quarter to 6.7 trillion naira in second quarter 2024, from 5.6 trillion naira in first quarter 2024. In third quarter 2024, expenditure dropped by 16.4% quarter-on-quarter to 5.6 trillion naira. Chief Executive Officer and Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Aminu Maida, has assured that the Commission will work on improving its 2024 achievements during the new year. The EVC said that the regulatory body will provide coverage maps from crowdsourced data that will show the performance of mobile network operators. This was contained in a series of tweets from the official X handle of the Minister of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, on Thursday. Maida stated that the aim of providing the coverage map is to enable users of mobile networks to ascertain the most efficient network in the coverage area. According to him, the NCC will focus on building its transparency, which will foster a more robust, healthier competition in the industry. ATN reports that one of the key milestones of the Commission in 2024 was the implementation and completion of the federal government policy on the NIN SIM linkage. Equally, the designation of its infrastructure as critical national information infrastructure through a presidential order issued on November 6 last year. Global oil prices started the first trading day in 2025 on a positive note as Brent and WTI prices surged. According to Oil.com, Brent's crude and West Texas Intermediate went up by 0.13% and 0.14% respectively at $76.03 and $73.25 at the same time of filing this report. The market sentiment turned positive on expectations of stronger economic and oil demand growth in 2025. Thursday's Brent crude price is above the $75 per barrel oil price benchmark for Nigeria in its proposed 2025 budget. ATN reports that for 2024, oil saw a second consecutive year of annual declines, falling by about 3% compared to the last closing price of 2023 in November 2024. Nigeria's crude production rose to 1.81 million barrels per day, according to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Public Affairs Analyst Royal Chief Mene Ambassador Magnus Edo, while speaking on ATN Blowout, said governors were voted into office by the people to work for the best interest and such should not wait for the president before doing the needful. According to the analyst, he believes that the government's appropriation bill presented to the House of Assembly prioritized agriculture and food security.
The president reminded them, because we voted them into power to make things work for the people, and they are there to make things work for all of us. So it's not by the statement of the president that we energize them. They should already know, because last year, December, all the governors presented their bills, their appropriation bills to the state assemblies, and I believe they placed more premium needs on the agriculture, which I think it will reduce hardship in the country.
Speaking further on the topic, HRC Magnus Edo said some governors, once elected into office, forget the reason why they were elected and focus more on their political party interests rather than on the well-being of the people.
The governors feel that once you're elected into office, you forget about the vehicle that brought you into office. You forget about the parties that brought you into positions of trust. So once you place more of your strength in developing the political parties, then the people are left aside. So they shouldn't have, we don't feel that much, because that 5 billion is not even up to what state generates. State generates huge amount of money, all the state in the federations. So adding values to what the state are generating, this money should have been given directly to the people and the local communities.
Recall that President Ahmed Tinubu has charged state governors to take the lead in driving Nigeria's agricultural revolution and strengthening local government autonomy to foster grassroots development and economic stability. Global food commodity prices declined by 2.1% in 2024 compared to the previous year, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations reported on Friday. However, prices remain significantly higher than pre-COVID-19 levels. The FAO's overall food price index averaged 122.0 points in 2024, representing a decline of 2.6% or 2.1% from the average value in 2023. Despite this yearly decrease, food prices rose over the course of 2024, with the index increasing from 117.6 points in January to 127.0 in December. A 6.7% rise over the year, driven by increases in meat, dairy, and vegetable oil prices. The FAO tracks monthly and global changes in the international prices of a set of widely traded food commodities. While prices dipped slightly between 2023 and 2024, they remain approximately 26% higher than they were 5 years ago. You're still watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Up next is International Tidbits. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo announced on Friday that visa-free travel for all African passport holders will start at the start of this year, marking a step towards continental economic integration. The announcement came during his final State of the Nation address as he prepares to step down on January 6 after 2 terms in office. Ghana joins Rwanda, Seychelles, Gambia, and Benin in offering visa-free entry to African travelers. Ghana had previously allowed visa-free access to citizens of 26 African nations and visas on arrival for travelers from 25 others, while only 2 African countries, Eritrea and Morocco, required a visa before entry. The visa-free policy builds on Ghana's efforts to strengthen its international reputation, particularly through initiatives like the 2019 Year of Return, which celebrated the African diaspora and commemorated 400 years since the transatlantic slave trade. The campaign attracted thousands of visitors, including celebrities, to Ghana and led to some receiving citizenship, bolstering the country's global profile as a cultural and tourism hub. 2 people whose names were not given have been sentenced to life prison by a court in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, for murdering about 19 individuals at a Turkish restaurant at the country's capital, Ouagadougou, in the year 2017. The Office of the Counter-Terrorism Unit revealed that these court ruling occurred on Thursday, January 2nd. The 2 gunmen opened fire on patrons at the Aziz Istanbul restaurant, situated on the main avenue of Ouagadougou in the month of March 2017. No group claimed responsibility for the attack, which followed a series of similar incidents targeting venues popular with expatriates. The 2 individuals were arrested in 2018 during an operation that followed an investigation during their attack. Security forces killed the 2 assailants in a counter-attack. The victims consisted of 10 Burkina nationals and 9 foreigners. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has condemned Wednesday's truck attack that killed at least 15 people in the city of New Orleans, United States. Media reports indicated that a U.S. male citizen had intentionally driven a pickup truck into a crowd of people celebrating the New Year in city's French Quarter shortly after 3 a.m. local time. The 42-year-old suspect was killed in a police shootout that injured 2 officers. His potential allegiance to ISIL extremist is under investigation after a flag of the terrorist organization and improvised explosives were found in the rented vehicle and in other locations nearby, according to the FBI. Guterres extended his condolences to the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives and to the government and people of Louisiana and the United States. He also wishes a swift recovery to those persons injured. The U.S. authorities are also investigating possible links between the outbreak and the deadly vehicle explosion in Las Vegas on Wednesday morning. Reports indicated that a Tesla Cybertruck exploded near the entrance of the Trump International Hotel on New Year's Day. California police on Thursday said a small plane crashed into a commercial building, killing at least 2 people and injuring 18 others in a Post-Nex. The police said that the crash took place early in the afternoon near Fullerton Municipal Airport, 25 miles southeast of Los Angeles, but the cause remains unknown. Also, 10 people were hospitalized and 8 others were treated at the scene. According to the police, investigators do not yet know if the deceased were plane passengers or if they were workers at the building where it crashed. Television footage showed a gaping hole in the roof of the building with smoke pouring out. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, which has opened an investigation, the plane was a single-engine Vans RV-10, a small model with 4 seats. South Korean investigators on Friday started lifting the wreckage of the Jeju airplane that crashed a few days ago, killing 179 people. ATN reports that the flight was carrying 181 passengers and crew from Thailand to South Korea on Sunday when it issued a midday call and barely landed before slamming into a barrier, killing all board except 2 flight attendants. The exact cause of the crash still remains unknown, but investigators have pointed to a bird strike, faulty landing gear, and an installation at the end of the runway that the plane struck as possible issues. Investigators using a large yellow crane began lifting sections of the plane's burned-out wreckage. The police head of investigations at the South Jola Provincial, Nawonho, told a press conference at Muan International Airport where the crash happened that they have begun the lifting. Germany has launched a new online platform designed to simplify the visa application process for individuals seeking to work, study, or join family members in the country. The digital portal, hailed by Foreign Minister Annalena Babcock as a real administrative revolution, became operational on January 1, 2025. Accessible globally, the portal allows applicants to select from 28 categories of national visas and is available to all 167 German visa offices worldwide. The initiative is part of a broader effort to modernize the immigration processes and address Germany's present shortage of skilled workers. The foreign minister emphasized the importance of a digital-first approach, stating that Germany, as an immigration nation, requires a national visa process that is state-of-the-art, modern, digital, and secure. This reform aims to mitigate the challenges migrants often face with German bureaucracy, providing a streamlined and efficient alternative to traditional paper-based system. By simplifying visa access, Germany hopes to attract skilled workers and ensure a more inclusive and responsive immigration system in line with modern demands. And here now is ATN Sports News. Super Eagles forward Umar Sadiq is all set to join Valencia on loan from Real Sociedad this January's transfer window. According to football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, the deal for Sadiq to join Valencia is sealed. Romano added that the 27-year-old is expected to undergo his Valencia medical today. Sadiq has struggled for regular playing time since joining Real Sociedad from Almeria a few years ago. He was linked with Valencia, Sevilla and Getafe last summer. Sadiq netted 4 goals and registered 2 assists in 50 appearances across all competitions for Real Sociedad. Liverpool winger Mohamed Salah has said that he wants to win the Premier League with title more than UEFA Champions League this year. The Egyptian international has won both the Premier League title and the Champions League trophy in the past. Salah has been impressive so far this season for Arne Slot's side. The 32-year-old has scored 17 Premier League goals and provided 13 assists for the Reds so far this season. Liverpool currently sit on top of the Premier League table, 45 points from 18 games. Al Nassr forward Cristiano Ronaldo is been linked with a shock move to Paris Saint-Germain. This comes amid comments from Ronaldo, where he claimed the Saudi Pro League is a stronger league than League One. The 39-year-old's internal rival, Lionel Messi, played 2 seasons with PSG after leaving Barcelona in 2021. There have now been speculations that Ronaldo could follow a similar path after 2 years in the Middle East. But transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has, however, rubbished the shark gossip, writing an X. Paris Saint-Germain are not in talks to sign Cristiano Ronaldo despite reports. Mikel Arteta says Arsenal must flip that coin as they chase Premier League leaders Liverpool in the quest to beat crowded champions of England following 2 agonizing near misses. The second-place Gunners were finished as runners-up to Manchester City over the past 2 seasons, through Arne Slot's informed Liverpool by 6 points. Liverpool will have a game in hand, have played half the league fixtures. A series of setbacks in October and nearly November have left Arsenal playing catch-up, and Arteta, speaking on Friday, called for greater consistency from his team as they prepare to face mid-table Brighton on Saturday. Arsenal, seeking their first Premier League title since 2004, are set to be without Bukayo Saka until March after the England winger suffered a hamstring injury against Crystal Palace last month. And now we move on to entertainment news. Dandy Crazy, one of Zambia's most popular musicians, has died from injuries caused by a road collision on New Year's Eve. A report by newsmen said the 47-year-old real name, Wesley Chimbambo, was traveling in Zambia's Kapiri Mposhi region where his car collided with a truck and a second car. 3 people died at the scene. Danny Crazy passed away in the early hours of Thursday despite being transported to the University Teaching Hospital in the capital city of Lusaka for emergency surgery. President Haikande Hichilema was among those who paid tribute to the musician, calling him an extraordinary artist. Dandy Crazy was known for using music as a tool for political commentary. His song Donchi Kubeba is credited with helping the Patriotic Front win the 2011 elections and the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy's 20-year run in power. Controversial social media activist Very Darkman has claimed that embattled rapper Naira Marley revealed to him that he owed his former signee, Mohbad, an undisclosed sum of money before the latter's death. Recall that Mohbad tragically passed away under controversial circumstances in September 2023 after exiting Naira Marley's Smiling Music over the alleged failure of the record label to fulfill the contract agreement. The controversial nature of his death led some people to point fingers at his former label boss, Naira Marley, and his associate, Sam Larry, who was captured in a viral video assaulting the latest singer before his death. Famous Nollywood actress Eniola Badmus has tearfully disclosed that she is waiting on the Lord for the fruit of the womb. The actress made this known while soliciting prayers from fans during her Feed the Needy outreach in collaboration with Shea Tinubu. While addressing the crowd on stage, Badmus was captured in a vulnerable moment, opening up about her desire to have children. In a now trending video on social media, she said, "Please always mention me, Eniola Badmus, in your prayers." And that's the size of the package in the global news for tonight. Before we go, let's take a look at the major stories. New River CP resumes vows to tackle kidnapping orders. We told you that road crashes claimed 222 lives in 2024, according to FRSC. We also told you that NDPC to impose fines for data privacy violations. On business, we told you that federal government's deficit spending rises to 12.1 trillion naira. And on international tidbits, we told you that Ghana announces visa-free entry for Africans. And on sport, Cristiano Ronaldo linked with move to PSG. And then on entertainment, Dandy Crazy dies after New Year's Eve crash. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I am Victor Peter. Remember, you can connect with us and also follow us on our social media platforms. On Twitter at Atlantic TV Net, Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, Instagram at Atlantic TV Network. Remember, peace and unity are always the pathways to progress. Good night.